right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Oh no, tomorrow is a full moon and Friday the 13th. I wonder what kind of phone calls we'll be getting tomorrow night on this show. Welcome inside the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. Give me a phone call tonight, 412-575-2600. We can talk about anything you want. The big news today on the South Side, the Steelers. Sean Davis back to practice, a full go. He was limited yesterday. Looks like arrows are up for Sean Davis. He's going to be, I would imagine he's probably going to play Sunday. Joe Hayden did not practice for the second straight day. But tomorrow will be a good indication if he can play. Same with Maurkice Pouncey, who hasn't practiced for the second straight game. Remember, Pouncey left early in that game. B.J. Finney will likely be the starter if Pouncey can't go. And that's a big blow for the Steelers' offense if they don't have Maurkice Pouncey in the lineup on Sunday. He's obviously one of the best centers in the NFL right now, and you don't have him. That's going to change a lot. But the Steelers definitely need to get something going on offense. They need the run game to get going. They need to just get some momentum, get a rhythm, get some consistency. They weren't great on first downs. They obviously weren't good on third downs. They pretty much weren't good at anything they did in New England. I just think that was a bad matchup for the Steelers. Look over the years, they've had trouble with New England, especially at New England. Tom Brady's a perfect 6-0 against the Steelers up there. The only win was back in 2008 against Matt Castle was the quarterback. That was when Tom Brady was hurt that year. But the Steelers and the Patriots, it's just a bad matchup for the Steelers. And I think the Steelers, hear me out here, I would look at this game more than the last game. That first game's over and done with. Maybe they fixed some problems. I still think the Steelers are a good team. I still think, despite what happened in New England, they're going to win the division. I still think that they're going to be 10-6. I had the Steelers losing this game. I told everyone that. I thought that they were going to lose this game. I didn't think they were going to lose 33-3. I didn't think that they were going to cover the spread either. I thought they would lose something like 30. I think I predicted 27-17. So I thought it would be in that ballpark. And they could have scored 17 points if they converted a couple third downs, if they go for it on fourth down instead of kicking the field goal. So there were some chances out there. But I just think now it's a mental issue maybe with the Steelers. Not only, New England's better, but the Steelers, it's just their demon, the New England Patriots. So, I try to relate everything to golf when I look at this. If you miss a putt a couple times, you're going to be thinking about this putt the whole time. If you can't beat a guy, now it's going to get in your head on the first tee. And I think it gets in their head when they show up to Gillette Stadium. So enough about the Patriots. We're moving on to the Seahawks. I think the Steelers win this game against the Seahawks. I think that line is 3.5 right now. I take the Steelers. I think they'll win about, by 6 or 7 or more points. That's the kind of feeling I have with the Steelers. I think they'll have a nice bounce-back game. I think they'll find some rhythm. It's a better matchup for the Steelers. They're at home. It's their home opener. I think everything favors the Steelers, in my opinion, in this game. They're not facing Tom Brady. That's the other thing. So bad news and good news. Davis will be back, so that'll help that secondary out, not having Cam Kelly out there or Cam Kelly in a limited role. But, the bad news on offense would be Maurkice Pouncey. Now, Juju Smith-Schuster practiced. He was a full go today as well. I'd imagine he's going to be out there. He's going to play. But the guys we're going to kind of have to pay attention to tomorrow at practice would be Joe Hayden and Maurkice Pouncey. We'll see. Hayden's been out in the fields. We'll see if he practices tomorrow and the outlook for both of those guys for Sunday's game. So you give us a call about that. We had a chance to talk to Randy Fichtner. You'll hear what he has to say about maybe trying to get this offense going, the run game going, and maybe figuring out how to convert. He took some of the blame, saying the play calling was off for him. So we'll see if they can fix some things, and then it'll be a better judge of where they are for this season. But I was in Monroeville the other day. I was at Miracle Mile Shopping Center, and a guy comes up to me and starts yelling and screaming, the Steelers are done. They're not going to win a game this whole season. They stink. He's going to start watching something else. And I was like, don't panic. Don't panic. So everyone's panicking. I wouldn't panic right now. I still think they have a lot of weapons in that locker room. They have good veteran leadership. The one thing I do want to see is who's going to be the offensive playmaker, like last year. Juju Smith was, Antonio Brown. Do they have anyone to complement Juju Smith-Schuster? Because Dante Moncrief, he had a problem with drops. Is that going to carry over into the second game? Is he going to be thinking about that? Remember how I mentioned missing putts all day? Then you carry that over to your next round because you're worried about your putter. Then you're switching your putter. Is he going to do anything different? Is he going to be thinking about dropping 6 balls the next time he plays? Is it maybe the time now to try out, give James Washington more playing time, more snaps, give Deontay Johnson more snaps? Those are things that I'm anxious to see what happens in this game coming up on Sunday. We'll also talk about the Battle Buccos get another win in San Francisco. And we have highlights coming up, or a highlight. And also, Penguins, big signing. Marcus Pettersson, a 1-year deal. He's making a little bit less than last year, but I would imagine that's because they guaranteed they were going to work something out next year, and they have to save a little bit of money to get under the cap. So all that's on the table. I'd rather not talk about Antonio Brown, but if you want to, we can. There's been reports out there that the Patriots did not know about this civil lawsuit. Also, Antonio Brown was doing his thing on social media tonight, and he has denied the allegations. But if you want to talk about Antonio Brown, I'm willing to listen. And Pitt-Penn State, a huge game for the Pitt Panthers. Big underdogs in Happy Valley. All that and more coming up next on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.